Upbeat, modern music starts and abruptly cuts to a dramatic sting. Friends fighting. Politicians shouting. That awkward tension after an argument. We've all been there. And we all know the phrase that's supposed to fix it all. Let's just bury the hatchet. We use it to mean, let's forgive and forget. A simple metaphor for making peace. But here's the thing. The dark trivia hunter is here to tell you, it was never a metaphor. It was a real ceremony. With a real weapon. A weapon often stained with the blood of the very people who were now promising peace. This isn't a friendly saying, it's a ghost of a deadly serious ritual. Our story begins in North America, long before European settlement. It was a time of endless, brutal conflict between the nations that would later form the Iroquois Confederacy, or Haudenosaunee. These weren't skirmishes, they were bitter, morning wars fought for vengeance and honor. The weapon of choice. The tomahawk, or hatchet. It was a symbol of war itself. To carry it meant you were ready to fight. To raise it meant you were declaring war. It was an extension of a warrior's rage. Then, a figure known as the Great Peacemaker appeared, bringing a new message, the Great Law of Peace. He, along with his famous spokesman Hiawatha, convinced the warring chiefs to unite under a single constitution of peace and harmony. But how do you make such a peace last? How do you prove, beyond any doubt, that the cycle of violence is over? You don't just say it. You perform an act so powerful, so symbolic, that it can never be forgotten. You take the very instrument of your hatred. And you bury it. In a solemn ceremony, the chiefs of the 5 nations gathered. They took their hatchets, their tomahawks of war, and literally buried them in the earth, planting a tree of peace above them as a permanent monument. Burying the weapon meant burying the hatred, the vengeance, the memory of war itself. It was a promise, sealed in the earth, that these weapons would never again see the light of day. A promise to choose peace. But here is the dark secret hidden in the phrase. If a hatchet can be buried, it can also be dug up. When European colonists arrived, their conflicts and broken treaties put unbearable pressure on this sacred peace. To dig up the hatchet became the terrifying opposite. It meant the promise was broken. The peace was over. The buried hatred was unearthed, and war was about to begin again. The most sacred ceremony had its own dark shadow. So the next time you casually say you're burying the hatchet with a friend over a silly argument, remember where that phrase comes from. It's not about forgetting a small fight. It's the echo of a profound, desperate ritual to end generations of bloodshed, and a haunting reminder of how easily peace can be broken. Outro music fades in. Now you know the dark truth behind the words you use every day. What other common phrases are hiding a secret history? Let me know in the comments. And if you want to keep hunting for dark trivia, you know what to do. Until next time, question everything.